Alright, you ready to hop out of bed here?
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Jessi. Ready to play some...
Hello, StehnZ.
Hi. You ready to play some Stardew today for episode 10 with me?
Sure.
Cool. It's raining today, so all of our crops that we have out here are already watered. We don't even have to mess around with that. But hello,
Fuck the
audience.
plot, I'll just
Yeah, bucket is
let it
right.
go.
Yeah, we don't need to do that. But yeah, we'll just, hello to everyone,
Looking
and
for the cat.
the cat is
Hello
actually... The cat's in
to
my...
the two people that are listening. I
Yeah.
hope you're having a great day.
Yeah, yeah. And I don't know. Maybe we're closer to like 40 or 50 people. It depends on how you read the retention. Let me take you to the cat. He's actually in my house, so if you want to give Graham a pet, we can do that before
Okay.
we head out. I believe it's Wednesday, so we won't be able to buy any crops today. But we should at least pet the cat.
Absolutely.
So definitely in this episode, we were thinking of hunkering down and trying to get some more Stardew stuff in order here. And there's not much to do around here other than potentially pick up the mushrooms from the mushroom thing. Do you have room to grab these with me?
Mm-hmm.
One of those is poisonous, but we should still take it. We can sell it later, red mushroom. Let's head on down to the forest and do a little bit of foraging, because we won't be able to buy seeds today. But if you look at the cache that we have, whatever, 12k, and there's certainly an option to be planting more in summer here. So we'll do our little forage loop, make our way back into town, check out the calendar to see if we have any cool birthdays coming up, or if we have any events happening.
Well, in events of note, Shane acknowledged my existence in the last episode, so that was something to behold.
It certainly was. I got the same event as you, but it was really great to
Which
see.
doesn't make me feel that great with
I,
my progress.
I know.
But
He even said, "Oh, a man
you
after my
could go
heart."
either way with us, I guess. That
Yeah.
might be interesting for
Ooh.
me, at least.
Yeah, yeah, for you, perhaps.
Hmm.
I don't know that
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 could
works
be
for
a
me. If you look at my status
a
here,
dream come true, you know?
oh no. Well, Shane is my third highest person on here, but as you see, Emily's already twice the next person in hearts, so I'm doing pretty well with my specific bachelorette that I'm going for. But why don't you check your hearts and see how you're doing? Ooh, look at
Yeah,
you!
I have two with Shane.
Ah, and you have Emily right there too. So this whole thing is
Maybe I'll go for her.
if you
You know, just really be a cock block.
wow.
Sorry to use that vulgar terminology, but
No, go for it. You would have to race me for that, though. I mean, if you can get her hearts higher than I can in a certain speed, then yeah, theoretically that's possible. Because as we've talked about before, the NPCs are player sexual, so there's no limitation on who you can and can't marry in court. Oh, what are you doing with that?
what am I'm trying to like put it away, but
Try pressing R2 and L2 to shift it. Oh, press L1 or R1 to switch to your other screen.
okay. There we go.
There you go, actually.
I got a little caught up in thought.
What kind of thought? What you were saying?
Anyway,
Oh, sorry. All right. Well, it's okay. Anyways, right. All right. I grabbed a sweet pea, and there might be some more foraging around here if you
see,
want.
can I pick this thing up or is it yeah. Okay, so that's not just background.
No.
Always tough to tell.
It is. And these will make fine gifts for people in town too. I wonder if these are like you see the little there's baby fruit growing on here. That eventually later in summer, some of these trees should be spouting, should be growing fruit, and we can shake them and get them to drop. So, something we should be doing when we visit the forest down here more often.
That cow looked really aggressive for some reason.
They spend a lot of their life cooped up in there, and they're just sort of waiting for Marnie to sell us sell them to us. Like we're the only we seem to be like the only big farmer in this area, so it's like we're the only like market for these animals. So they're just waiting for their chance to actually do something. All right, so we'll say hi to Mayor Lewis. Is there anything we want to hand him? We could see if he likes this this mushroom.
I'll give him a fish. He said, I guess it's the thought that counts. What do these people have against fucking fish?
There's something about handing someone a raw fish. He said, that's very nice of you, thanks. He liked the mushroom I got, but he kind of had like a weird, polite reaction.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever. He has a big house and he draws a lot of water in this community. I think he's somebody that we would want to be friends with. Let's visit the old people. It's a rainy day, so usually Alex is like at home during this. Like, oh, I can't throw the ball around. Ooh, he's in his bedroom working out.
I'm gonna give this guy a mushroom. Didn't have much great to say about it, but at least he didn't tell me to fuck off.
Yeah.
So that's something in this town.
It is. And George is a very cantankerous man, so... Let's head in here and see if Pam's home or if she has left already. Pam has already left. We have no idea where she is.
She's probably at the bar. It's 3:20 on a Wednesday, so...
Yeah, maybe.
Should we go to the bar?
We can. She should be in there, and maybe...
Because I want to talk to her before she can't even, like, function.
Okay. Let's take a moment.
Oh, she's not even in there.
You know what? She could be shopping at JoJo Mart.
Surprisingly.
She could be shopping at JoJo Mart. Wow, no one's really in here on a Wednesday afternoon.
Let's go to JoJo Mart. Maybe Shane's there.
True, we can do that. Let
Wait.
me make sure I get a sweet pea for Emily here. Ooh, positive energy from this
I got
gift.
there first.
Yeah.
So.
Let's take a look at the calendar. This is something I was talking about doing before. It looks like today is Maru's birthday, so we want to try to find her and give her a gift. And tomorrow is the luau.
Wow.
So we have an event tomorrow. I'm glad we checked this. That's really important. Here comes Pam.
Shit, I wasted my flower on what's her name?
You want me to hand you a...
Hopefully she likes this mushroom. Thanks, kid.
I'm giving you one of the flowers I picked up so that you can use this.
I accept.
Nice. So we... Oh.
Hey, farm girl, I've got a question for you. Do you think I'll ever turn pro? No, you'll most likely fail and become a salesman.
Is that what you're going to say? That's probably
That's what I'm going to say.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. You're just jealous that I'm way more popular than you'll ever be, freak. I knew I was right about Alex.
Yeah. You...
Oh, here he is. No, I don't have time to chat with you, says Shane. What?
What a jerk. Whatever.
I'm going after him.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit.
Everybody's filtering into the
As
bar
if
now.
that's gonna stop me? I don't think so.
No, not after the progress we just made with him. How could he forget that you guys
And then he
shared
says,
here?
this is great, thanks. He has the temerity to, accept my gift after telling me that he doesn't even have the time of day to speak to me.
What did you give him?
A flower. The flower you gave me.
Nice.
I just re-gifted it.
I gave it to be re-gifted, so that's great. Oh. Well, hopefully we can find Maru for her birthday. I don't have like a good gift for her. I have to give her a morel mushroom that I hope she likes.
Pam keeps giving me messages like, it's not too late for you. You need to, like, not be like me. Just leave this place.
You know, and that's interesting because Pam, I believe, is the bus driver. If we're able to get high enough status with her, she will be the one that will be able to drive us to the other locations. We have to basically solve her addiction problems and her depression.
I'm all about Pam, so...
Yeah. If she becomes more comfortable with everything, she'll be able to drive us to different places. I'm in here to
hopefully
look for
after
Maru.
she resolves her alcohol issues, because if not, that could be a...
Good point. We don't want her driving.
Not great.
we can't visit Maru on her birthday because she's just gone to her bedroom
Locked
to
in her
do stuff.
room.
Yeah. Ugh. Oh well, we tried. Oops.
I
This
personally don't care, but
down here is yeah, Sebastian.
oh my god, is Sebastian in this house?
Yes, he lives here. Oh, but you're locked
Shit,
out
I'm
now.
locked out now.
He's sleeping in his
I
bed like
wanted to
right
go.
now.
I wanted to go watch him sleep for a minute.
Yeah, well, you could have saw it on my side of the screen, but yeah, that's fine. We can. It's 9 o'clock, and we have a bunch of energy. We haven't spent our energy yet today. Why don't we just do some fishing over here?
Sounds great.
Where are you going?
I don't know. Down here.
Okay. I'll get closer to you so we can fish together. After I catch this one. You know, because I want to, I got to fish next to you because this is kind of like a repeat of like, it reminds me of just back, you know, back in the day where we used to play a lot of video games together, and you know, it gets me thinking about that, and I kind of like to keep you on my screen because I just have a lot of fond memories of the games we would play in the early 2000s, and
That could like also provide the audience, in quotes, some context as to why we're even doing this. It's just kind of like a natural activity, I guess.
definitely. You know, I think we told the audience a bit about some of the like silly side scrollers we would play when I would come and visit you, but it's like once I actually lived in your town,
Such
and
as Michael Jackson's Moonwalker.
Yeah, I love Michael Jackson's Moonwalker. I mean, like we seriously would play like even terrible side scrollers like Bad Dudes.
Bad Dudes. Yeah.
The president has been captured by ninjas. Are you a bad enough dude? And I don't know if you were you Blade or Striker. I don't know who you really.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
Even which one's which anymore.
Well, one has like blue shorts, and the other
blue.
one has red shorts.
I was gonna say I was the blue one.
You were blue, okay? Because I'm usually red with that. So yeah, that would make you Striker. I don't know. I'm gonna get fact checked on there, and someone's gonna be like, "You got your bad dude characters wrong."
Well, at least we'd get a comment if that were to be the case. So
yeah, you're right. I would accept it. I would accept any form of comment about this. Okay, it's getting late, so why don't we head back now so we don't pass out in the road? Yeah. And what other did I ever play Guerilla War with you back in the day? It's like, okay, because that was the game that I had the high score in Electronic Gaming Monthly for like basically the
you had your Billy Mitchell moment.
Yeah, I was basically the Billy Mitchell of Guerilla War, which is of course a game about like leftist revolutionaries conquering like the Batista government in Cuba, and it got censored, so it didn't. The Japanese version, it says you were either Che or Fidel, but in our version it's just like bearded like leftist man like and like you're supposed to be rescuing the hostages, and it's like I would get a really high score by literally killing all the hostages. Like it's like I'm saving you from like your life of servitude. Like it was like terrible justification.
I guess that game had an impact on you, you know?
Yeah, it must have. I mean, I guess I
considering.
I always had that sort of fantasy. Maybe that helped propel along me ideologically into joining the left. But you know, today is the luau, so we'll make sure we get to that. And then while we're in there, we'll be able to time will stop in the event. We'll be able to kind of sit there and like and talk about this and maybe re-remember some of the other games we used to play together, because now we've been able to cover some of the old Nintendo things that we did. But I know that when I moved out there and lived with you, we had the GameCube, and that was a big part of our...
That was the main system at that time.
Sure. And like, of course, I still had N64 and Super Nintendo, and we played some of the other things, but the main system was GameCube that we would play on my little CRT monitor, and it wasn't even that kind of higher definition where you would use the AV cables that were like blue and green and whatnot. It was just still the red and yellow ketchup and mustard cables to play it in standard definition. And we had just tremendous times playing things like it's almost cliche to say that, like, wow, we liked Mario Kart. Like, who doesn't like Mario Kart? You know what I mean? But like, we would get really into that, and I remember just I guess I would win a lot, but I was so cheese because I would only play as Toad or other like really small karts, and we're dealing with, of
I've
course.
said Toad like is overpowered as shit. Even the like NPC version of him would just be off the rails.
It's that light, easy maneuverability, and that quick acceleration was really great with my kind of Mario Kart style, which is I use power sliding a little bit, but I also am the kind that will occasionally use brakes and like let go of the accelerator in order to just be able to kind of steer my way through those things. And
I never braked.
Yeah, you did not. Yes.
Ever.
Yeah.
And you know what? That like the only way that I could counter like your Toad bullshit was with like Bowser and Donkey Kong in like the heaviest car. That would be my strategy to blow you off the road, literally, because otherwise, and it usually didn't really work in my favor, but when it did, it would really piss you off, and it was satisfying.
It was incredible when it would work, and you would really try to do it and to ram me, and because of your heavy cart, you wouldn't be affected by the like by hitting me and being thrown off. So instead, I just go flying, and yeah,
you actually like would like fuck yourself over by trying to like ram into me at times. I believe it happened. But
right. If I even hit you with the light cart, I would
you
totally
would go
lose
flying
it.
off the edge screaming.
Yeah. Oh man. Okay, this is the event we're getting to. It's at the beach. So now we get to take our time and kind of like walk around here. Make sure you talk to everybody to get that status, and then we'll be able to continue on remembering this. So yeah, double dash.
The governor looks super sketch. What on earth?
Oh yeah, he's like
is going on with this man?
Yeah, he is the head of Mayor Lewis in the politics, and he only shows up for some of these events. But yeah, I think he can be an important character. So yeah, lots of enjoyment in Double Dash for us. And then another cliched like Nintendo game that everybody's into was, of course, that we would play Super Smash Brothers. I believe it was Melee, which is the GameCube version. Yeah, and we both had kind of our favorite characters that we would do. Sometimes I think we would actually play as like co-op, where you and I would be on the same team and just kind of wail on the NPCs together. But when we would play versus each other, I know you started installing some limits from all the extra experience I had and how I would play some of the certain cheesy characters at a high level. For example, I was a Kirby player who's a little bit overpowered in that game. And so eventually you would hit me with this, like, no more Kirby. So it's like, okay, well, I'll learn another character.
It was just like, eventually you were just like forbidden from being anyone. It's just that you were better than me at the game, honestly.
Sure, I had more experience than you, but I just remember
I had my moments in other games, though.
Oh, yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. And we'll get to that. But, like, yeah, after you banned Kirby, I was like, okay, that's fine, I'll play Ness. And then very quickly, it's like, no more Ness. It's like, damn it. Yeah, so... but I found myself in later times in my life copying some of your strategies and how you would play Princess and Zelda Sheik. I would actually literally copy pasted some of your stuff. You were much better than you give yourself credit for in all these games. And you know, in terms of fighting games, maybe I was a little bit ahead of you in Smash Brothers just from experience and all the N64 experience that I had before the GameCube version, but you were good, and your princess strategies were, like I said, used by me going forward versus my friends and in other like pseudo small tournaments where I would end up having to pick other characters because Kirby might already be selected. So you were definitely better than you think at that. And to be perfectly honest, where you really came into your own with your gaming prowess was when we were really into like some of the Namco fighting games, specifically Soulcalibur 2 is one of my most fond memories of playing with you, because granted I lived in town with you and we would hang out pretty much every day for, you know, we've spent our whole life, sitting there in that apartment.
I would
doing
need
stuff.
you to rescue me from school so I could rush to fucking play Soulcalibur 2 for 8 hours in a fugue state.
Mm-hmm. And I'd be sitting there hammering away at my MMO that I was really into at the time, which was Dark Age of Camelot. Those of you who have already clicked through my channel will see that some of my more popular videos from a long time ago were me playing that. While sitting there, I would be kind of looking over my shoulder and watching you just get better and better at Soulcalibur 2 and mastering a specific character and just going to town for hours and hours in a just locked-in mental state versus very high-level NPCs that you had been progressing through. And the character that Jessi was mastering was Astaroth. I don't know if anybody has people who I'm sure have played Soulcalibur 2 are familiar with this character. He's a giant, muscly, mythical creature man with
and it had to be the thong outfit.
Yeah, you'd wear the weird thong outfit.
It would have to be.
Yeah, and you played lots of different characters, of course, but that one in particular, you just started playing at such a high level with Astaroth, and I just was like, I can't. And he's not an easy character to play. I think he's almost the Soulcalibur version of King, so he has a lot of kind of grappling moves and other sort of juggles that keep the enemy under control. And I was a Yoshimitsu player, so and I used to sit there and practice Yoshimitsu moves in my sleep. I was that into it, and we would fight and duel all the time, and I would routinely be able to beat you from just having more fighting game experience in the
yeah, because I
Tekken.
cut my teeth on Mortal Kombat 1.
Right.
I started out with a Sega Genesis, and I never played those style of fighting games. It was all Mortal Kombat for me. Are we done with the luau, by the way?
I'm still making sure we're talking to some more people. You just want to make sure that you click on
talk to
everyone.
everyone.
I know you're getting bored, but I like it when we get these events because then I get a moment to talk about something and not have to worry about
fair.
the clock. So if you
I don't give a shit about playing either, so
Well,
we can stay in this.
We are playing.
Oh yeah, I can't fish though.
No, you can't fish because time has stopped at these events, and I always feel like you want. Oh my god. Alright. Wow, and we're back. Groundhog Day style. We're popping out of bed because we, as those of you who just saw, we just got kicked out of the event per the typical Stardew bug, which is that there's some sort of disconnect if people spend too much time in a time-stopped event. But we're going to go back to the luau, click through that again, and do all that, and we're just going to kind of keep this episode going as if that didn't happen. I don't think it's a big problem, right? Because,
just a little timeline issue, but...
Exactly, yeah. I mean, that'll happen in real life where, it's like a severe instance of deja vu, so I think we're going to be okay. But wherever we were in talking about things just a moment ago, I was basically extolling your tremendous prowess in Soulcalibur 2, and I really think that watching you play that around that time, I kind of came to the conclusion that you were just as talented in any of these types of video games as someone like me who had devoted a lifetime into practicing these things from a very young age. I had been playing Nintendo games since I was, in kindergarten or even earlier. So even with all my experience, you had gotten to the point where you were beginning to pass me in your Soulcalibur 2 skill, and I just knew that your intellect and timing and cerebral approach to these games have you able to essentially do anything that I could do in it. And,
this might sound odd to anybody watching this who's seen me struggle with just basic controls in this game, but back in the day.
True, but I can say from experience that yeah, you were a special talent in that, and I had the just such a fantasy about like having you play some of my friends in Namco fighting games, and then like just demolishing them with Astaroth, and I really wanted an opportunity to do that. But there's a reason why we never got that opportunity, and it's because in the process of you and I dueling. Oh, let's go pet the cat. Excuse me. In the process of you and I dueling a bunch of times, when you were really in the zone with Astaroth, it got hard for me to even be able to play Yoshimitsu versus you because the damage was a little bit too low. You would use this Astaroth weapon that gave you like lifesteal, so you could kind of erase mistakes. As I was if I was able to get some licks in, you would get up and be able to start your juggle combo, and it was just such high priority, just instantly taking over and juggling. I don't know how you just were able to intuit this like perfect juggle combo with it. And it's not like you were reading a guide or anything. You were
I never would read a guide.
Yeah.
I didn't even like in Mortal Kombat like to use move lists. I would just like figure it out.
Yeah. Well, that's what made it even more fantastic. So we were dueling a bunch of times, and I had trouble to even use Yoshimitsu versus you. So what did I have to do in order to basically guarantee that I was going to win versus your Astaroth strategy was that I had to switch to Yoshimitsu's counterpart, which is Mitsurugi, who is another katana wielding kind of character like Yoshi, but more cheese, more Liu Kang like juggling, like double uppercut, and I ended up. You were doing so well that the only way I could beat you was to literally spam the double
button
uppercut.
Mash Mitsurugi.
Yes, I button mashed the Mitsurugi spam uppercuts into you over and over again, and while using his epic weapon, which made him just do an obscene amount of damage. And I remember just basically something hit me on some sort of ego level that I was like, I can't let this person, like, I'm supposed to be the expert in this, and she's now starting to pass me in skill, and I just can't understand why, like, why if I'm supposed to be like this super talented game player or something that I built myself up into my head, that you were passing me in skill in here. So I really just laid into this just cheese strategy versus you over and over again in order to basically maintain my fragile ego that I was better at this game. And it finally reached a breaking point in the middle of it, and you just snapped, and you grabbed the controller, the controller you were holding, and you just threw it like a fastball baseball pitch, and it went directly into the GameCube, and the GameCube didn't smash, but it instantly turned off, and it never worked again. It was just broken in that moment, and I'm wondering how well you remember doing this, because you probably like blacked out in a rage like state.
I remember being pissed at you with how you were using Mitsurugi, and just like, you know, probably like pelting you with like profanity. Your face was like all darkened, and
yeah,
like
right,
it just
because I was so focusing on winning.
Yeah, I remember that, but
yeah.
I believe I know that I threw the like controller, but I just don't remember doing it because I must have just like been in a blind rage by that point, because I was legitimately winning, and you like took that away.
Yep.
And it's like I always lost to you in games, but
you deserve to win.
The one time I legitimately.
Yep. You deserve to win in this one, and I robbed you of it out of some sort of like I said, some kind of ego-driven thing, and I regret how I played in that, and that's why even when you did it, when you broke the GameCube, which was our GameCube that we played like all these games together with, I remember I felt no, like, I could just intuit that like I was in the wrong for what I was doing in there. Like, I provoked you into doing that by literally playing in bad faith. And I know that after you broke it, there was no tears, we didn't have a fight, there wasn't any kind of major breakdown. I basically was just like, okay, that's enough of that, and we'll just move on to something else. and like maybe I tried to get it to work again and then it didn't work, and I guess I knew rather than to say like, how could you do this? Why would you get so upset in something? I knew that it was me that that caused this. Let's talk to Mayor Lewis to get this luau started. That way we don't have another event like what happened last time. Yep. And yeah, it was a major moment in our relationship that had happened. It was like a symptom of a kind of a bigger problem with my behavior at the time. And you know, I hope you like accept my apology for cheesing you in that game and robbing you of the credit that you deserve in it. And I hope that like talking about this now in a public forum that everybody knows that like you actually were a master of Soulcalibur 2 and you were better than me. I swear to God, like you deserve to win. If I couldn't play my main character versus you because I knew that like Yoshi wasn't going to get it done, I would say you won, you know?
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, I'm hoping that one of these days we can get that all set up on a capture card and have a proper rematch in that, and we can actually see, you know, we won't have the skills that we did when we were younger, but it would be just really great to see it again and like to rehabilitate that memory with a new GameCube and to see your Astaroth one more time. So. Now we would need to play that in person because that's not going to work over like remote, but that would be something I would love to do with you one day.
Well, I have the game.
You do.
So
remember, my copy of it was rented from a Blockbuster, and then I never returned it. I just like took the loss. Like...
You probably owe like your life to the now defunct Blockbuster Corporation for that one, but
yep, I definitely do. I essentially stole it. So you know, there is that. I believe I still have the copy too, and it's in that Blockbuster like container. It's somewhere in my collection.
The scarecrow is pissing me off.
I know. I don't know how you're gonna align it just right, but we can mess around with that. And
what is this weird searchlight? Oh, it's a firefly.
It's a firefly, and it's only on your screen.
I interpret it as something more like
UFO.
Supernatural. Yeah.
Yeah. They're different on your screen than on mine.
Dude, I swear. I'm just gonna get rid of it. I'm done.
Who cares?
You're going in the fucking bin.
No.
Do we even need to?
Yes, we do, because they only cover a certain amount of territory. So.
Okay, well, nothing's happening until I get this right.
Oh, I love that it has to be exactly right for you. Yeah. Oh. So yeah, I guess I guess we have that in the plan for the future then, right? We'll have to do that Soulcalibur rematch hopefully sometime soon, and, or just you know, in the lifetime of our channel here, which I'm expecting to go indefinitely. So why don't you hop into bed so we can get that next day started? And that wasn't the only game that we played. I mean, obviously, one of the reasons why we're playing Stardew Valley right now is that Harvest Moon Wonderful Life was a game that was a big.
We played we've had this conversation. We also played the N64 one. Unless this is some Mandela effect and like reality has been retconned,
I think it
and
has.
our timelines like split somewhere along the line.
Because I didn't have the N64 one, or maybe I do. I'll have to check my collection. But ooh, the tomatoes grew.
Shane sent me a letter.
Oh my goodness.
I found this recipe in a magazine and I thought it sounded interesting. Feel free to give me a taste if you make it. Hee hee. Wow, a little innuendo.
Yeah, I'd
say. As well.
Yeah, there's a little
I think I'm getting somewhere.
I'd say.
Oh my god, 2 letters.
Wow.
Hey, I thought it would be fun to send you a letter. I don't really know what to write though. Here, I've enclosed a treat for you. Don't tell anyone. Oh my god, he stole something from Joja Mart for me.
Wow.
See you soon, Shane.
You are getting really far with this guy. I'm very happy for you. you know, maybe, or yeah, I was gonna say, there's no reason for me to be very jealous about that, because you know, Emily already is falling for me pretty hard, but, you know, I hope it works out for you, is all I can say. Even though I did buy the wedding ring thing, you know, maybe I am, you know, I don't have to use that, but... Look at all these tomatoes. And you know what's beautiful about this is that the vine will last the entire summer, so they'll just be growing back real soon. We should take a moment to water all of them.
A regenerative crop.
Yep, really important. That's why I went with like bulk tomatoes right away. And since it's Friday, we can actually, once the place opens, we can go buy some other summer seeds. We don't have to go with all these regenerative ones. But yeah, sell all those tomatoes.
I'm gonna keep 2.
Well, yeah, there might be someone who wants them to give away, because we are going to need to hoard all these things for, once we are able to
Is this thing a weed or some random crop?
I believe it was a crop that died or was eaten by a seed, or eaten by a crow, so you would be able to slash it with your scythe. Yeah, get rid of it. It's in the way. Yeah, but we'll have to like really look at that to see if we are affected with some kind of Mandela effect on that, because I don't have a memory of the N64 version the same way you do. You've told me this before when we've talked about this, and I'm like, there's definitely something has gone wrong with the timeline.
Why would I specifically recall that?
I believe you.
It never happened.
I think
that... I know. I'm just saying. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, then it could be that...
I've suffered from other Mandela effects, so...
This could easily be one of them, because I played the... I know we played Wonderful Life on GameCube, and I know that one connects to, like, the Game Boy Advanced one, which is Friends of Mineral Town. And you could get the two to talk to each other by, like, plugging it into, like, a USB. So I have memories of doing all that.
Do you also not remember the time that you starred as a genie in a 1990s children's film? Is that what you're gonna tell me next?
No, I guess I don't remember that. I never saw Shazam. I don't believe in Shazam. I don't think that was a real movie. But apparently it was. Yeah, everyone else seems to have seen it, but me. So let's head into town. But, I
mean, you were more busy watching Sinbad films like House Guest, which,
right.
we can maybe touch on another time, because that movie is just fucking insane.
We may have to do an Angus-style review of House Guest and be able to talk about...
Or at least a mini, breakdown of it, you know?
A mini review on how this movie is just one long advertisement for McDonald's. And Sinbad's kooky interactions with the family and some of that. And also we'll have to touch on just the cringe underutilization of Phil Hartman playing the straight man. Like, I don't like when they take these great comedic actors and make them the straight man. I struggle with Captain Ron, like Martin Short's role in Captain Ron being like not a goofy character, and Phil Hartman as the playing off of Sinbad in this way is just terrible. But
well, I think Phil Hartman did okay in his role. He did what he could with it, you know?
Yeah, it's not his fault. The guy's just working. But it's like we could have done so much better.
I wonder if like McDonald's straight up wrote the check to Sinbad, because it was to that level.
Absolutely.
I've never quite seen product placement other than, I guess, the film Mac and Me from the 80s.
You're right.
About, like, was that McDonald's too?
I think...
Or, like, Coke. Maybe it was Coke.
It was McDonald's. There is a dance scene where, in Mac and Me, where they go into the McDonald's, and that's really the showstopper. Everybody is sort of stuck with latching onto that moment. I think that they dance, and I believe that
I think, dude, the parents are like dying, and they have to like consume Coca-Cola to like revive themselves. I'm not joking.
Oh my goodness!
Like, Google it. Okay. There is literally a scene Like,
Really?
where these aliens are fucking dying, and that's what, like, saves them, I'm pretty sure. I mean, it's
What?
been a really long time since I've seen it, but I think if you were to, like, I think you could confirm that and be like, wow, you were right.
Okay, well then I'm putting my foot down that you and I will have to rewatch Mac and Me
I'm
as
fucking
well as
not
Housecast.
watching I'm putting my foot down that I am not going to rewatch Mac
What?
and Me. I will revisit House Guest,
Okay, okay.
but the other is just too painful. I can't do it.
I don't know that we're gonna get much out of Mac and Me that hasn't
It's
already
just
been
a
said.
shitty fake ET
It
with
correct.
like a ton of product placement.
You're right.
That's all it is.
You're right, but then if we're not going to sit down and watch that travesty, what we will be able to do is at least Google or look up on YouTube the McDonald's dance scene, which will hopefully at least have it make sense to us about what went down in that, because that was Hollywood went to somewhere else that they hadn't gone before when like Grimace and Ronald McDonald and all of them begin to engage in this dance scene with all the children, and it just went somewhere that I have never seen Hollywood go to before.
I'm gonna eat this grape.
Nice.
Maybe I should give this hot ginger guy something.
Yeah, go for it. You, like I've always said, you want to play the field a little bit here. He's he's the like an artist type, I believe. Pretty.
I'll just lead him on a little bit.
There you
I'm not
go.
really interested, but
That's perfect. I definitely need to work on courting more than one bachelorette these days out here. But you know how I am, I get obsessed. It's hard for me to picture anybody besides Emily in that role. Even though there's lots of other lovely ladies in this town.
It's like we're fishing in a scum pond.
Did you notice how it's
What is this?
Why did it turn so green at this point in
I
summer?
don't know.
I'm not sure, but but we're just looking at some kind of algae bloom or phytoplankton or whatever that would do that would kind of color it this way. So, ooh, I got a difficult fish here. Hopefully, I'll get it. And then it's Friday, so after we catch this fish, let's head to the bar so we can say hello to everybody. What do you say? I love how you fish at this awkward angle. Like, what is this? You always accidentally cast in this strange way.
I know, it's on purpose.
It is? What the hell?
Uh-huh.
Well, it just
I just
looks
have
funny.
to be different. I'm like not like the other girls, so I've got to fish at a fucking weird angle for attention, you know?
Well, it's...
to assert my individuality.
Yeah, you really are not like the other girls, and I've always said that, and yeah, it's that is a just another symptom of that. Look at everybody who's here. Hey, let's take a moment though while we're in here. I'm gonna make sure that I change the jukebox to something else. Yeah. Right. I put on like a kooky song. Alright. Sure we say hello to everyone. Check your social tab to see who can get a second gift.
I hope Shane doesn't hate me if I give him this tomato.
We'll see if he likes it.
Okay, I can't even give him anything else, so. And then he says, don't you have work to do? Dude, you just sent 2 letters to my fucking home. You gave me a pizza or whatever that is.
He did give you a pizza.
Like, when he sees me, he's just a dick. And it's like, whatever he's doing there is working. The cognitive dissonance is just getting me. I've got to have him now.
I don't know what to say to that. That's just my brain doesn't work that way, but I can appreciate that yours does. Emily's a little bit more direct in her affection. What's interesting though is that if Shane sent you a pizza, he sent it to you in the mail, so you like opened a letter with a pizza in it. So that's a little bit out there.
Why do you not like Abigail? She is a little deeper.
I don't know why I
Oh,
don't.
what am I supposed to do with this? Well, Abigail, it's a fucking tomato. What do you think you're supposed to do with it? What is wrong with these people?
I don't know. Maybe she just that's just her way of saying she doesn't like it. I forget this kind of stuff that she does like, but why you're asking why I don't like Abigail more? I don't know. She always seems a little juvenile to me, is what I'm saying. I'm just like Emily has
She
a
just
job.
said a few emotionally driven things at the luau that made me start.
Start wondering about
I don't
that
know.
route for me.
Maybe I'll switch teams here in a shock move. I don't know.
Well, that's why I say play the field. You'll see what's going on with that. I mean, you can court people of your same gender, but like, I'm I can just say that like Abigail
She's gonna
doesn't
be.
work.
Do you have a spare item that I can give Emily?
Yes, I do.
I don't want to give her the seaweed. I'm sure that'll piss her off.
Give her this sweet pea.
Mm-hmm. Positive energy. So she's like 11 like crystal girl. I can get behind that.
Absolutely. There's a little bit of new age mysticism in her language, and once you start seeing her events, once she does the dance scene, then you'll
running after you. I'm gonna offer you this seaweed.
Oh, thank you. I could eat that if I'm just gonna eat one. Nom. Thank you. Hopefully that didn't make me sick. No, it gave me 13 energy. It was fuel. Okay, it's 11 o'clock. We can make our way back. We have a little bit of energy. We can follow Shane home if you want. He's going back with Marnie.
Oh yeah, I was gonna follow him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we've been over this before, so maybe we'll get
behind him a little bit.
Maybe we'll get an event when that in the next room. I'm just gonna catch it at no, I'm not gonna do this. I was just kidding. All right, we'll keep creeping. You can also walk with the directional pad. More creepy.
Okay.
You like it this way?
Yeah.
This is perfect.
Stay a few paces behind him.
Yeah. We're just happy to be walking here. And it's getting late, so we'll just hop into bed after this one.
Okay. Now it's locked.
Yep. Yeah, they're done.
All right. Well, that got me nowhere.
Well, good try.
I don't know why this guy's playing so hard to get, but
I just love that seems to have such an effect on you. So
I'm gonna crack it.
Yeah. You like a good challenge with that, and I admire that quality in you. I'd say this was a good episode that we had, even though we had a little bit of a setback with the old Stardew bug kicking us out of the event. I think we got all of our progress back real easy. So why don't you hop into bed?
Okay. Can I get into yours? Like, I'm just curious if the game would allow that.
Yeah, there might be enough.
Oh my!
Oh,
that's
wow.
like.
Finally.
Wow! I don't have to sleep in my freezing shed tonight.
Wow. No, that's great. I appreciate your company with that. It's not always nice to sleep alone, so thank you. But that's actually a great place to stop it here. We'll end it with both of us tucking into this twin bed or whatever this is. And we'll be back in the next episode to continue with some Stardew. We might be coming at you guys with Jessi and I might play something a little different next time. Kind of keep playing the field a little bit and show everybody some other games and some of our other interests. And, once again, if you guys like this, just to remind everybody, like and subscribe. We're still trying to grow the channel, so we could both use any assistance that anybody wants to provide with that, and we'll continue to get the updates as we go through this.
If a button mashing opponent has ever driven you to the brink of destroying a console in a fit of rage, like and subscribe.